Hi friends, welcome to the fourth session of number system. So before we go for the exercise 1.5, let us see some operations of real numbers. Operations of real numbers. The sum of any two rational number is a rational number. That is, when we add any two rational numbers, you'll be getting a rational number alone. Same way, the difference of two rational numbers is a rational number. If we subtract, when we find the difference of two rational numbers, the solution is also a rational number. The product of two rational number is a rational number. When we multiply two rational numbers, we'll be getting same rational number. If we divide a rational number by another rational number except 0, we get a rational number. The sum of a rational number and an irrational number is irrational. That is, when we add an irrational with rational, we will be getting only irrational. Same manner, the difference of a rational number and an irrational number is irrational. The product of non-zero rational number with any irrational number is irrational. The quotient of a non-zero rational number with an irrational number is irrational. The sum, difference, product or quotient of two irrational numbers may be rational or irrational. So from this we can just conclude that if you add any two rational, it is rational. If you find difference between two rational, it is rational. If you find the product of two rational, it is rational. And if you divide also, it is rational only. But when we check with a rational and an irrational, when we add a rational and an irrational, it is irrational. Or we find a difference between a rational and irrational, it is irrational. Or if you find the product of a non-zero rational number with an irrational, it is irrational. Is it clear? So let's go for the exercise now. Exercise 1.5. Classify the following number as rational or irrational. See here, 2 minus root 5. So here we know that this 2 is a rational number and root 5 is an irrational number. Already we saw the property. When we find the difference, what is the number? So here when we find the difference of a rational and an irrational, we'll be getting the answer as an irrational number. Second one, 3 plus root 23 minus root 23. When we just multiply this minus sign here, this becomes 3 plus root 23 minus root 23. Both will get cancelled. The remaining is only 3. So therefore, hence it is a rational number. Third one, 2 by 7 into 2 into root 7 by 7 into root 7. So here root 7, these two gets cancelled. Remaining is 2 by 7 alone. So hence it is a rational number. Fourth one, 1 by root 2. So we know that division of a rational number and an irrational number is always an irrational number. So we saw the property. So based on that, hence 1 by root 2 is an irrational number. And the last one, 2 pi. 2 pi is nothing but 2 into pi. So pi is what? Pi is an irrational number. So when we find the product of a rational, 2 is a rational number and pi is an irrational number. When we find the product of a rational and irrational, this becomes irrational. So hence 2 pi is an irrational number. Now let's go for the second question. Simplify each of the following expressions. First one, 3 plus root 3 into 2 plus root 2. So what we are going to do, I am going to multiply this 2 with this equation first, and then plus with this root 2 I am going to multiply this one. So that is 2 into 3 plus root 3 plus root 2 into 3 plus root 3. Then remove the brackets, 2 into 3 plus 2 into root 2. Same way, plus 3 into root 2, it gives 3 root 2, then plus into plus plus root 2 into root 3. Now simplify, 3 2s are 6, plus sign right as such, 2 into root 3, 2 root 3, then plus 3 root 2 plus 3 root 2, root 2 into root 3 will give you root 6. So reason, when we find, the reason is since root a into root b will give you root ab, we'll just write the root as such and find the product of those two numbers and we'll write that. Okay, let's same manner, let's check for the second question. 3 plus root 3 into 3 minus root 3. So see here, we have 3 3 root 3 root 3. Here we have plus sign and this sign. Do you remember, we know the identity, a plus b into a minus b is equals to a squared minus b squared. First I am going to apply the identity. So instead of a we have 3, instead of b we have root 3. So a plus b into a minus b will give you a squared minus b squared, that is 3 squared minus root 3 the whole squared. When we simplify, 3 square 9. So 3 means this root 2, this root and 2 will get cancelled power, so this becomes 3. So 9 minus 3 is equals to 6. Same manner, third one, root 2 plus, root 5 plus root 2 the whole squared. Do you remember the identity a plus b the whole squared? See here, a plus b the whole squared is equals to a squared plus 2ab plus b squared. Here root 5 is a and root 2 is b. I am going to expand this using the identity a plus b the whole squared. So just apply the identity. This becomes root 5 the whole squared plus 2 into root 5 into root 2 plus root 2 the whole squared. Now simplify once again. So root of 5 the whole square will give you 5. When we multiply this, root 5 into root 2, this will become root 10. Root 10 into 2 will give you 2 root 10. Root 2 the whole square will give you 2. Now add up these numbers, 5, 2. 5 plus 2 will give you 7. Then 2 root 10. So 7 plus 2 root 10. Same manner, fourth one, root 5 minus root 2 into root 5 plus root 2. Already we saw the identity a plus b into a minus b. This is also in the same format. We are going to apply the identity. Therefore, a squared minus b squared. A is root 5 and b is root 2. So, root 5 the whole squared minus, root 5 the whole squared minus root 2 the whole squared. So, this becomes 5 minus 2, that is equals to 3. Now, let's go for the third question. Recall, pi is defined as the ratio of the circumference, say c, of a circle to its diameter, say d, that is pi equal to c by d. This seems to contradict the fact that pi is irrational. How will you resolve this contradiction? So how to resolve? So actually c by d, we know the value of pi, right? So we have written c by d is equals to, we know that is 22 by 7, which is an approximate value of pi. This is not the exact value, this is only an approximate value. So approximate value of pi. So we cannot realize that either c or d is an irrational. Is it clear? So since this value is only approximate, not exact value, so that is the reason. Is it clear? Fourth question. Represent root 9.3 on the number line. So we saw how to represent root 2, root 5, root numbers. Now we are going to learn how to represent a decimal value, that is root 9.3 on the number line. First step, draw a line of 9.3 units. After drawing 9.3 units, name it as A, B, and then once again from the point B extend 1 unit. So from the point B extend 1 unit. And name that point as C. Then bisect AC. See, I have used the compass, I have cut an arc up and below, and I have bisect this line AC, and this point I have named it as O. This point we have named it as O. And now take O as center and AO as radius and draw a semicircle. From here we are going to just measure this and draw a semicircle. See, taking O as center, I have just drawn a semicircle. Then after that, from the point B, just draw a perpendicular line. After drawing the perpendicular line, name this point as D. Now BD is nothing but root 9.3. We want to mark it on a number line. So once again just extend this line BC. Now take BD as radius and B as the center. BD as radius and just cut an arc and name this point as E. So this is the point where we represent the number line. So here BD will be equal to BE, that is equals to root 9.3. You can just see here, see, we have drawn a line unit of 9.3 units. Then after that I have extended 1 unit BC. Then I have just bisected AC and named the point as O. Then I took O as center and drew a semicircle. Then after that, from the point B, I have drawn a perpendicular line. Then once again, I took B as center and then cut an arc from here and named it as point as E. So here BD equal to BE, that is equals to root 9.3, where point B is 0, point of the number line. Is it clear? Let's go for the fifth question. Rationalize the denominators of the following. So first one, 1 by root 7. When we want to rationalize, what we are going to do is the denominator we have root 7. So I am going to multiply with the same root 7 to the numerator as well as the denominator. On multiplying both numerator and denominator by root 7. So first 1 into root 7, I will get root 7, and root 7 into root 7 is equals to 7. So the final answer is root 7 by 7. So nothing but I have just removed the root from the denominator. We have rationalized it. So first, whatever we have with root, with the same number, I am going to multiply with the numerator as well as the denominator. That is 1 into root 7 is root 7, and root 7 into root 7 will give me 7, and we have solved. So we have only one number here. This is the one. In case when we have some other two numbers or when we have some operation in between, how to do? Check for the second one. 1 by root 7 minus root 6. So here I am going to multiply with the conjugate. So what do you mean by the conjugate? Conjugate means if I have minus sign here, I will be multiplying with plus sign. If I have plus sign here, I will be multiplying with minus sign. So since we have minus here, on multiplying both numerator and denominator by root 7 plus root 6, we are multiplying with this. So 1 into root 7 plus root 6 by root 7 minus root 6 into root 7 plus root 6. So 1 into anything will give you the same thing. So root 7 plus root 6. Check for the denominator. This is in the form of a minus b into a plus b. That is a squared minus b squared. So root 7 the whole squared minus root 6 the whole squared. So that becomes 7 minus 6. So overall, so root 7 plus root 6 divided by 7 minus 6. 7 minus 6 is nothing but 1. So that is equals to root 7 plus root 6. We'll check for the next one. 1 by root 5 plus root 2. As I told, we have plus means what we'll go take? We'll take the minus sign. So here 1 by root 5 plus root 2. I'm going to multiply with the conjugate root 5 minus root 2 to the numerator as well as to the denominator root 5 minus root 2. So 1 into anything will give me the same thing. So root 5 minus root 2. When we check for the denominator, once again this is in the form of a plus b into a minus b. So a squared minus b squared. So root 5 the whole squared minus root 2 the whole squared. So that will give us root 5 minus root 2 divided by 5 minus 2. So root 5 minus root 2, 5 minus 2 will give you 3. So hence we have rationalized. So this is the answer. And the last one, 1 by root 7 minus 2. So previous two sums we had numbers with 2. So one we have with one root number, one more is real number, no issues. So sorry, rational and irrational number and rational number, no issues. So the whatever method we followed, we'll follow the same method here also. Here we have minus sign. I'm going to multiply with the plus. So 1 by root 7 minus root 2 into root 7 plus 2 by root 7 plus 2. So 1 into the number will give me the same root 7 plus 2. So once again the denominator is in the form of a minus b into a plus b. So a squared minus b squared. So root 7 the whole squared minus 2 squared. So root 7 the whole squared will give me 7. 2 squared will give me 4. Once again root 7 plus 2 divided by 7 minus 4 will give me 3. So hence we have rationalized. So method is same. So first we'll take the conjugate, multiply with the numerator and then the denominator, and if we simplify, so we'll be getting the answer. So that's it for rationalization. Thank you.